we're going to be doing some all right. So we are going to be continuing. We are going to continue with some grammar practice. Starting with quantifiers again. Is that fine?
Yes.
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 All right. So let me try to share my screen again of the thing. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, I see.
All right. That's good. Tin, Gun, can you see?
Yes, I see your room.
All right. So it's just going to be the same as we were doing yesterday for the first exercise. You'll be filling it in with the right one between these two, with the right quantifier between the two for each and every statement. So we can begin. This one is number 1 to 3, meaning we have 1, 2, 3. So the first one is we are going to be late. There is 2 dash traffic. What do you think is the correct one there? Much or many? Yeah. Is it too much traffic or there is too many traffic?
We are going to be late. There is too much traffic.
Right. Well done. That's correct. Then the next one. Yeah, the dash of people driving is incredible. Is it the amount or number?
Yeah, the number.
Yes, that's correct. Okay, the next one. I've never seen this dash cars.
Many
Many,
cars.
much. Right, that's correct. Then we move on to the next one. Can you bring some soda to the picnic? I don't have dash. What do you think is the correct one? Some or many or any?
I don't have any.
All right, that's correct. And the next one, yeah, I think I've got dash left over from the party. What do you think is the correct one here? Some or any? What do you think is the correct one?
Yes, I think I have got any place over from party.
No, for this one it's some. So you would say any is when you don't have anything. You say I don't have any when you don't have anything. So the first person doesn't have any soda. So he would say I don't have any soda. For this one, he says, yes, I think I've got some left over from the party. So it means there is some, he has some, so there is a quantity that he has. So he has some. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So here it's, I think I've got some left over from the party. Then we move on to number 6 to 9. How do you feel about your new job? Do you have dash responsibilities as you used to? Do you have much or many? What do you think is the correct one there?
Do you have as many?
Well done. That's correct. Then the next one. The job is great. I have about the same dash of work to do as before. What do you think is the correct one there?
I have
Amount or number?
less stress and fewer problem. Oh, no.
No, it's we're supposed to choose between amount and number. We are still here. The job is great. I have about the same dash of work to do as before. So what do you think is the correct one for the first part? Amount or number? What do you think is the one? Amount or number?
Amount of work to do
All right.
before.
Well done. That's correct. But I have dash stress and dash problems. What do you think is the correct one for this one?
I have less stress and fewer problem.
Well done. That's correct. Okay. Let's move on to the next one, 10 to 12. How do you think you did on the test? I think I did dash better than the last time. What do you think is I did little or a little? Which one is correct?
I think I did a little.
Well done. That's correct. Better than last time. Maybe even dash better. A lot or many? What do you think is the correct one here? A lot or many?
Might be even a lot better.
Well done. That's correct. What about you? Well, I think I probably made dash mistakes, but I have the feeling I did well overall. What do you think is the correct one here? Few or a few? Well, I probably made dash. What do you think is the correct one? Few or a few?
A few.
Well done. That's correct. Then we move on to the next one. 13 to 18. This one is long. Okay. Mr. President, do you think dash of your proposed legislation will be passed by Congress during this session? Which one do you think is the correct one? Much or many? What do you think is the correct one there? Much or many?
Do you think many of your possible?
It's proposed. They proposed. This proposed. From the word propose. It's from the word propose. Can you try to say propose? Propose. All right. That's better.
Propose.
Okay. Yes, that's correct now. That's correct. So it's Mr. President, do you think I think here it's much. I think here it's much because we're looking at a legislation. So a legislation is one and it contains words. So, well, let's just use much for now. We'll see if it's correct. Yes, I think dash. I
I
think
think
dash of yes.
I think a radio deal our proposal.
I think this one is a great many because we are now looking at proposals. Here we were looking at legislation. We're looking at legislation as the subject. Here we're now looking at proposals as the subject. So I think here it's a great many of our proposals. I think a great many, because many we're now looking at number of proposals. We can count the number of proposals. But legislation, we can't count what's in the legislation. So we use much. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. So I think, but we'll check, maybe I'm wrong. We'll check the answers after we're done. Okay. So the next one is, we are not taking dash for granted. Though we are not taking anything dash, we're not taking dash for granted though. What do you think is the correct one there? We are not taking dash for granted though.
Nothing.
Chin, what do you think is the answer there?
Uh, I I think uh, I think is nothing.
Uh, Not quite. It's supposed to be anything. Because there's something that is to be taken for granted. So we are not taking anything for granted. That's the correct one. Then we move on. We still have dash work to do. What do you think is the correct one there? The subject is work. So can work be quantified? Can we count work? Can we say one work, two work, three work? Can we say that?
Mm,
We can't count work. We can't say one work, he did two works, he did three works. So what do you think is the correct one? Because many we have to count. Deal, it's for something that we can't count. So we can't count work. We can't say one work, two work, three works, four works. We can't say that. Work is work. It's not quantifiable. So if it's not quantifiable, what do we use? Is it a great deal of or a great many? What do you think is the correct one? We still have dash work to do. What do you think is the correct one?
We still have a right deal of.
Well done. That's correct. A great deal of. Okay. Then we move on. The polls say that there is dash support nationwide for your military program. Isn't that going to hurt you? What do you think is the correct one here?
The post say that there's a little.
Well done. That's correct. In the next one, not in the long run. No. Dash of the voters actually support the military system the way it is now. I think we will be successful. What do you think is the correct one there?
I think I think uh uh I think it's few.
All right, well done. Few. All right, so let's submit and see if our answers were correct. All right. So we got everything correct except this one. The polls say that there is a little support nationwide for your program. It's supposed to be little.
Little.
So when it's like this now, it's correct. So let us now repeat. I want you guys to be reading everything using the correct answers. It's like here, you skip this one and just read this, the correct answer. Is that fine?
Fine.
So you can read one time from 1 to 3. Then Gun will also read 1 to 3. Then we move on. Then you read from 4 to 5. Then she'll also read from 4 to 5. Is that fine? Then I'll be correcting
Yes.
you where you don't pronounce the words correctly, as we do every day. So you can start.
We are going to be late. There is too much traffic. Yeah, the
Well done.
number of people driving is incredible.
Wait. It's incredible. Can you try to say incredible?
Is in,
Incredible.
in incredible.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Can move on now.
Uh, I've never seen this many cars.
Well done. Good. Your turn now.
Can you bring soda to the picnic? I don't have any.
No. Wait. You're
Oh, no,
supposed to
no,
be
no,
doing
no.
1 to 3 again.
Yes,
1 to
yes.
3.
We are going to be late. There is too much traffic. Yeah, the number of people driving is incredible. I've never seen this many cars.
Well done. Then 4 to 5. 10. 4 to 5.
Yes. How do you feel about your new job?
4 to. Wait. 4 to 5. 4 to 5.
Yeah,
4 to
yeah.
5. Yeah.
Fine. Can you bring soda to the picnic? I don't have any. Yeah, I think I'll got some left over from the party.
Well done. Well done. That's correct. Good. Your turn now.
Can you bring soda to the picnic? I don't have any. Yeah, I think I've got leftover from the party.
All right. Well done. 6 to 9.
Uh, how
10.
do you feel? How do you feel about your new job? Do you have as many re re responsibly mm, as you
Responsibilities. Can you say
responsibilities
Yes,
as
that's
to
correct.
you too? The job is great. I have about the same amount of work to do as before, but I have less stress and fair fair programs.
Good. But try to say fewer problems.
Yeah.
Fewer.
Fewer.
All right, hold on. That's correct. Okay, good. 6 to 9.
How do you feel about your new job? Do you have a much responsibility
No.
you
Wait,
too?
wait, wait. Do you have as many responsibilities as you used to?
Do you have a many responsibility you too?
Mm-hmm.
The
You can
job
continue
is
now.
great. I have about the same amount of work to do before, but I have less stress and fewer problems.
Alright, all done. 10 to 12.
How do you think you did on the test? I think I did a little uh, better than last time, maybe even better. What about you? Well, I think
Wait, wait,
probably
wait. You skipped here. You skipped here. Even a lot better.
even
Maybe
even
even a lot better.
maybe even a lot better. What about you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think probably made a few mistakes, but I have the feeling I did well overall.
Alright, hold on, hold on. Good. Your turn. 10 to 12.
How do you think you did on the test? I think I did
Mm-hmm.
a little better than last time, maybe even a lot
Mm-hmm.
better. What about you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I probably made a few mistakes, but I have the feeling I did well overall.
Well done, well done. Then 13 to 18.
Um, Miss 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 Resended, do you think much of your ro 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 report reports legislation legislation will be passed by Congress during this session? Yes, I think
Alright, wait, wait. It's Mr. President. Mr.
pre
President. This is President. You can try to say
legislation
President.
president
President. President. The first word, Mr. President. Can you
Miss
see this one?
Miss President.
Alright, well
Uh,
done. Then here it's legislation. Legislation. Legislation.
legislation.
Alright, hold on. You can continue
Uh,
now.
yes. Yes, I think right many uh uh are are the propose
Proposals.
proposal
Proposals.
proposal
Yes.
will be approved
Approved.
approved. We
Approved.
are
Yes.
not taking anything for granted, though we still have a right deal of a right many a right deal of
No.
work to do.
Yes. Alright, hold on. The next. You can finish up. The
Yes,
poll say that.
the poor say that there's a little support na- nationwide for your me me me
Military.
military military
Military.
military program. Isn't that
Mhm.
going to hurt you? Not in the long run. No fear of the waters actually support the military system the way it is now. I think we will be successful.
Right, hold on. Good, your turn.
Mr. President, do you think much of your proposed legislation will be passed by Congress during this session?
Right,
Yes.
wait. Try to say legislation. Yeah. Legislation.
Legislation.
Try to say then slation. It's legislation. Legislation.
Legislation.
Try it one more time. Legislation.
Legislation.
Alright, hold on. That's close. Okay, you can continue.
Yes, I think a very many of our proposal will be approved.
That's
We
correct.
are not
Next.
taking anything for granted, though. We still have a great deal of work to do. Paul said that there are little support nationwide for your military program. Isn't that going to hurt you? Not in the long run. No. Few of the voters actually support the military system the way it's in now. I think we will be successful.
Alright, well done. So, the third part is, do you guys have any new words that you saw that you want us to discuss here? Any new words?
Irresistible.
Incredible.
Incredible.
This one? Is it this one?
Yes. Incredible.
Alright, so incredible means something that's amazing, basically. Incredible. Impossible to believe. Difficult to believe. Extraordinary. Unbelievable. Beyond belief. Marvelous. Spectacular. Remarkable. Does that make sense now? So it's something that's amazing. When we say something is incredible, it means it's amazing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. Any other words that you want us to discuss? Any other new words?
No.
What about on the last one here?
Nationwide.
Nationwide, it means something that's going to happen the whole nation. Nationwide.
Why?
Meaning extending or reaching throughout a whole nation. A nation is a country. So when we say it's nationwide, it's going to reach the whole country. Does that make sense? Because a nation is a country.
Why long? The country is very long.
Yes. So we could say that, take for example, in Vietnam, you'd say Vietnamese is spoken nationwide. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes. So that's a good example. What about legislation? Do you guys understand what legislation is?
I don't know.
Right.
Legislation.
Legislation. Let's go through it. Legislation. Laws considered collectively. The process of making or enacting laws. So legislation are the laws that govern a country that are made by the government. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
So it's legislation. Can you both try to say legislation?
Luật sư.
Legislation. One more time. Can you try to say legislation?
Legislation.
Tin, can you try to say legislation? Hello, Tin, can you try to say legislation one more time?
Yes, legislation.
Legislation. Right, we'll try it.
Legislation.
We'll try it. Okay. All right, hold on. All right, let's do one more exercise, then we can end it for today. Let's try this one. A few or a little. Right. Oh, it's 23 questions, but this should be easy. Okay. So, number one, let's go to the movies. I have dash money. Is it a little, few, a little, a few? Let's go to the movies. I have dash money.
A little money.
Right, hold on. Number two, I'm sorry, I can't pay for your lunch. I have dash money.
Sorry, I can buy for your lunch.
A little.
A little, that's correct. I have a little money. Again. Number three, not many children like vegetables. For example,
A
a
few.
dash. Right, hold on. Joe is always angry. That's why he has.
A few.
Hold on, that's correct. Bill didn't drink all the soda. There's dash left. What do you think is the correct one here?
Bill didn't drink all soda. A few blessed.
It's a little left.
A little.
Okay, number six. The party was fun. There were dash people I knew there.
There were a few.
Alright, good. Number seven. Your house is almost empty. You have. What do you think?
A few.
You have dash furniture. I think it's little. You have little furniture.
A few furniture.
I think it's
Little.
little because we can't count the furniture. I would like to think so, but we'll check the answers. I'm not so sure about that one, but let's check the answers when we're done. Then we can correct ourselves. Okay? Then number eight, Marty, Do you need some help with your math homework? Harry, yes, I could sure use a little, few, little, a few. Remember, the subject is help. So do we say a little help?
Few.
Few help, a little help, a few help, little help. I think here the answer is a little.
Few.
Yes, I could sure use a little. Does that make sense?
A little.
Because we can't count. When we can't count the subject, like here, we can't count furniture, so we use little. Here we can't count the subject, which is help, so we use a little because it can't be counted. Does that make sense?
Yes.
When it can't be counted, we use little. When it can be counted, we use few. Like here, we're talking about friends. The number of friends a person has can be counted, so we use few. Does that make sense? Here we have people, that's the subject. So, because people can be counted, we use few again. Here we have furniture. Furniture can't be counted, so we use little. Here we have help, and help can be counted, so we use a little again. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Alright, so let's move on to number 9. How many people were at the game last night, and Kenny? Almost none. Dash people want to watch the team that always loses.
A few.
A few.
Alright, but I would like to think here it's few. Few people want to watch a team that always loses. But you were on the correct path. But we'll see. Maybe I might be wrong, but let's try few for now. Okay, number 10. Doris. Are Dallas and Ft Worth very far and Fort Worth very far from each other? David. No, they are quite close. There is dash distance between them. What do you think is the correct one? There is little, few, a little, a few.
A few distance between them.
I think it's a little. A little distance between them.
Một ít khoảng cách giữa chúng tôi. Khó hiểu.
I know it's confusing because we can count distance. We can count distance. We can count the number of kilometers, right? We can count the number of kilometers it is to get to Dallas and Fort Worth, but we can't count the subject, which is distance. Does that make sense? Distance is not countable. Distance is distance, so we also use a few. Does that make sense? All right. Number 11, there is dash milk in the refrigerator. About half a quart, I think. What do you think is the correct one?
A little.
Well done. That's correct. Number 12, doctor, have you ever been in bad health or had a serious operation? Patient, no, I haven't. I've had little, a few, a little, a few medical problems. What do you think? The subject here is problems. Are problems countable? You can count problems. I've had this problem, I've had this problem, I've had this problem. So you can count the number of problems that you've had. So what do you think is the correct one? Remember, the subject is countable. And we use little when it's not countable. Few when it's countable. So here, our problems is the subject, and problems are countable. So which one do we use?
A few medical problem.
Well done, that's correct. Number 13, Steve, have you ever received any applications for the job that you advertised in the paper last week? Larry, yes, but only little, few, a little, a few.
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 Only a few.
A few.
Does that make sense? Let's
Yes.
look into this difference in use between few and a few. So let's look at this. Can we read this together? Few means not many people or things. It is used to say that there are a lot of people or things. A few means some people or things. It is used to say that there are a small number of people or things. Does that make sense now?
Yes. Many.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure.
So, all right. Tin, does it make sense?
Yes, yes.
Few are not many. A
All right.
few. Some. Yes.
All right. Cool. So here we used a few because there were some. Does it make sense? Some applicants, not many. Does that make sense? Same here. We used a few because there were some medical problems, not many. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. Then number 14, sorry, Steve. I wonder why most people didn't apply for it. Larry. Few, sorry, okay. Dash want to work so hard for so little money. So remember, we're talking about many people here. So which one do we use? It's countable and it's many. So which one do we use? Little, few, a little, a few.
Little. Low.
No, remember, it's people. People can be counted. We use little when we can't count the subject. Like when we look at milk, we can't count milk. So we say little. But this one, we're talking about people. So what do you think is the correct one? Okay, let me help you out here. It's few want to work so hard for so little money because we're talking about people. So you could actually say few people want to work so hard for so little money. Does that make sense?
Yes. A few.
All right. Then number 15. May I please have dash more coffee?
I
Remember,
will have a few more.
remember, coffee is the subject. Can you count coffee in a cup? Can you say one coffee, two coffees, three coffees in a cup?
A few.
A few.
All right. It's a little because we can't count coffee. We can
Yes,
count the cups of coffee that you have. You can count
understand.
the cups of coffee that you have, but we can't count the coffee. Does that make sense? The actual coffee, we can't count it.
Yes.
We can count
Yes.
the cups of coffee that you have. Does that make sense, Gun?
Yeah, yes.
All right. So we use a little. Remember, little is for things that we can't count. Many is for things that we can count. All right, let's move on to number 16. Greg is always busy. He has dash free time. Remember,
A little.
he has a little, but here would say little because remember, some and many. So we're talking about some of his time, which is the free time. Free time is some of his time. So we use little instead of a little. All right, let's move on to number 17. Dash of the children were rude, but most were polite. What do you think is the correct one?
A little of the children were rude.
Remember, little, we use little when we can't count. Here we have the subject as the children. We can count the children. So the correct answers would be either few or a few. Does that make sense? Little will not work here because we can count the children. Little, we use it for things or subjects that cannot be counted. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right, let's Google it. Between little and few.
So a few. Only.
Read this part. The only difference is that we use few and a few with countable nouns in the plural form, and we use little and a little with uncountable nouns. Does that make sense? So
A
if you can
little.
count, like with water, you see, when water is our noun, when milk is our noun, when milk is our noun, we use a little or little because it's not countable. Does that make sense?
Yes, I got it.
All right. So here we have children as the noun. Can we count children or we can't count children? Can we count children? Can we say one child, two children, three children, four children? Can we say that?
A few.
All right. Well done. So here the answer is few of the children were rude. Now we use few because it's a small number. Some of the children were rude. So it's few. If it was all the children that were rude, we would say a few of the children were rude. So here we say few of the children were rude, but most were polite. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Not many of the children were rude.
Yes, that's correct. Okay. Number 18. Donald doesn't care for school. He has dash interest in it.
He has a little interest.
Well done. Well done. That's correct. Number 19. I need to talk to you. Do you have dash
A,
minutes?
a
Few,
few
Remember?
minutes.
few minutes.
All done. That's correct. Number 20. Let's get together when we have dash free time.
Little.
It's a little. A little free time.
Little.
All right, well done. Number 21. Rodney feels that his life is very dull. He has dash adventures. Adventures is the noun here. Can adventures be counted? Yes, they can be counted. So, what do we use?
Mm,
Um,
few.
Hold on. In number 22, there are no empty seats on this flight, but there are dash available on the next one. Seats. Seats. Remember seats. Seats can be counted. So it's definitely few or a few.
a few available.
Well done. That's correct. Because even on the next flight, it's some, not all the seats that are available. Okay, number 23, the last one. Almost all the people at the meeting were in civilian clothes. Dash were wearing uniforms. What do you think is the correct one? It's a few. Does that make sense? A few were wearing uniforms.
Yes.
All right, so let's submit and see what we got. We correct each other where we went wrong. 18. We missed 5. Okay, let's go and look. I'm sorry I can't pay for your lunch. I have. This should be little money.
Let's go to the movie. I have a little money.
Let's
No,
go
not
to
number
the
1.
movie.
This is number 2. Number 2. Number 2. No, we don't have time to start again. We're just correcting where we made mistakes. I'm sorry I can't pay for your lunch. I have little money. Yes, that was the correct answer here. In here, the correct answer was few. Not many children like vegetables. For example, few children eat squash. Then we move on to the next one. Here it's little again. There is little distance between them. Then here, no, I haven't had. I've had few medical problems. Okay, here, a few of the children were rude, but most were polite. Okay, let's submit again. Okay, so these are the correct answers now. So tomorrow we'll start by doing this again, filling in the correct answers, then we'll read it again. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So we can end here for today. Then tomorrow we'll read this. We'll just fill in the answers for the first 5 minutes. Then we'll practice the reading part. Then we can move on to something else. Is that fine? So, oh no, it's today's Friday. no, today is Thursday. So definitely tomorrow. Okay, that's fine. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah,
Goodbye,
Is that
teacher.
okay?
See you tomorrow.
see you tomorrow.
All right.